it was very important early on to not just give them the grammar, not just tell them what the answers were and just say, okay, good, you memorized it, now let's move on. But to ask them, what is that word there for? Why is it put this way and that way? And I was explaining the richness of this phrasing, because one of the issues with catechisms and confessions in general is you have to be very selective in the words you choose. And so when you got to wring out those details, it helped me explain so they could understand what they were even confessing, what they're even learning themselves. And again, not only is that for their own enrichment, but for them to be able to share the gospel with their friends. The very first question is, what is the central message of the Bible and the Christian faith?
Okay.
What is the central message of the Bible and the Christian faith? And the answer is the gospel. Very easy, but you can see how if they're hanging out with their friends after school and they say, oh, I got to go to a youth group. Oh, you go to church? What's that all about? I taught them to understand that that's the question that their friend was just asking them.
Wow. Yeah.
And I got to role play with them as I'm training them so they can understand, oh, they're asking me the first question of the catechism we've been working on. And so they know the gospel, like this is what this is all about. It's about the gospel. And so what is their friend going to ask after that? Well, what's the gospel? And that's the second question of the catechism. What does the word gospel mean? And the answer is good news. So third question, what is the good news? And then you keep unraveling this.
Yeah, and so in a sense, it's almost as if you have patterned the catechism after a conversation that a student might have with an unbeliever. So not only is this, this kind of catechism you developed in one sense is for their own discipleship, but it's also an apologetic for them, and it's also an evangelism tool.
Yes, absolutely. And who knows, there may be times later in their own life where they start to doubt or they have questions, and they might ask themselves that first question, what's this really all about?
Yeah.
What's the central message at the end of the day? And hopefully they'll come back to the gospel.
That's fantastic. And I think that another thing as well in that is that you're giving them a hermeneutic an interpretive tool through which they can read the Bible. Exactly. Understand, okay, I'm reading the Bible, and the overarching message here is that of human sin and failure and divine redemption and grace. Yeah. That's super.
Yeah, one of the questions in the catechism, and this might be in the extended version, is defending that the gospel is the central message of the Bible. That's the question. Why is the gospel that central message? And the answer is because the gospel was the mission of the main character, Jesus. And so I'm really trying to set the trajectory as firmly as I can, for just a lifetime of growing in the gospel as they even read the Bible and grow in Bible study.